$230 million update for Kevin Stefanski may jeopardize Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders' future after Browns' QB move. You know how things were expected to settle down in the Browns' QB room after Kenny Pickett got traded? Flacco running the show, Dillon behind him, and Shedeur as the emergency QB. You might not agree with the order, but at least you know that things were settling down in Kevin Stefanski's head. But we all might have collectively forgotten about the $230 million cloud hanging over the Browns' QB room. And he might be back soon. Yep, just when Kevin Stefanski finally sorted things out after months of contemplation, Mary Kay dropped another bombshell. Deshaun Watson isn't just stashed away. She noted he's coming along, with Jimmy Haslam, Andrew Berry, and Kevin Stefanski watching his work. He's still on PUP, yes, but with a late October reevaluation possible. The Browns' franchise QB just moved from background worry to being back into the main plot. Now let's talk logistics first. On paper, Watson's stuck on reserve/PUP. Out for the first 4 games, no exceptions. That buys Gabriel and Sanders a sliver of breathing room, but only for now. The fuse is lit the moment Watson gets cleared to practice. As Mary Kay pointed out, the real decision looms when you start to get into late October. And if the $230 million quarterback is truly back on the table by then, you can't just ignore that. And it's a nightmare for the 2 rookies. They finally had a lane carved out. Gabriel earned most of the first-team work in camp, while Sanders was being eased into the playbook at a slower burn. Flacco, then Gabriel, then Sanders, it was supposed to be a clean ladder for the rookies. That structure only works if the reps keep coming. Drop Watson back into the mix in October, and suddenly the climb stalls. The evaluation snaps vanish, the developmental timeline freezes, and the rookies get shoved into observer mode. For young quarterbacks, that's football purgatory. As for Watson, it goes beyond just football. 2 things shape the entire Watson debate: the contract and the cap gymnastics Cleveland has already done around it. The $230 million guarantee is the lever that keeps him in the picture. Browns restructured his deal multiple times to free space, but those tricks came at a cost. They tied the roster's short-term flexibility even tighter to Watson's availability. Bottom line? You don't park that kind of financial anchor on the sideline forever. If the doctors clear him, Cleveland will feel the pressure to use him. No matter how steady Flacco looks or how promising the rookies appear. Oh, that's not as bad as it gets. The QB room just got even messier after the Browns' latest move. More bad news for Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. Yep, they've gone for yet another QB, stashing extra insurance at the center. The Browns are bringing in Bailey Zappe for the practice squad, who will be slotted behind Joe Flacco, rookie number 2 Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. And that tells you just how much the Browns trust their rookies. If Dillon Gabriel or Sanders stumble when called on, Zappe gives Cleveland a fallback option with real NFL starts on his resume. Beyond that, he bolsters the room. An extra set of eyes in meetings, a live arm in practice, and a veteran voice that can steady 2 rookies still learning the league. A 4th-round pick by New England in 2022, he drew 8 starts across his first 2 seasons, but couldn't hold a permanent roster spot. Last fall, he landed on Kansas City's practice squad before Cleveland pulled him onto the active roster in October, once Deshaun Watson went down for the year. Zappe circled back to the Chiefs on a 1-year deal this spring, only to be cut loose days ago. So yeah, Zappe walks in with working knowledge of Kevin Stefanski's system, giving the Browns a plug-and-play option who doesn't need weeks of onboarding. Smart signing. But again, bad news for Shedeur and Gabriel. The Cleveland Browns never make their quarterback decisions in silence. Every roster move, every whisper from Berea, every hint of a depth chart shuffle feels like it carries the weight of decades of heartbreak. And now, following the team's latest move at quarterback, one thing has become abundantly clear. The $230 million decision looming over Kevin Stefanski may not just define the Browns' future. It could jeopardize the very trajectory of Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. The $230 million elephant in the room. It's impossible to talk about Cleveland's quarterback room without mentioning the contract that hovers over it like a thundercloud. The $230 million guaranteed deal given to Deshaun Watson. For Stefanski, every evaluation, every game plan, every roster choice circles back to that investment. No matter how promising a rookie looks. No matter how sharp a backup performs in preseason. No matter how desperately fans call for a change. The Browns moved to reaffirm their commitment to Watson. Restructuring elements of the deal for salary cap management sent one clear message. He is their guy. For better or worse. But in securing Watson's future, the Browns may have unsettled the foundation for both Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. The Dillon Gabriel conundrum. Gabriel's preseason was strong enough to earn him a place as the next man up. He was accurate, efficient, and showed a poise that surprised even hardened NFL scouts. For weeks, analysts wondered if Gabriel might climb higher in the depth chart, pushing for real playing time behind Watson. But now, his future feels tethered to a quarterback the team has married itself to financially. The Browns' latest move doesn't just reaffirm Watson's role. It all but ensures that no matter how well Gabriel performs, his ceiling in Cleveland will always be as an understudy. And in the NFL, understudies have a short shelf life. Gabriel has starting caliber traits, one insider noted. But if the Browns won't give him the shot, another team eventually will. The problem for Gabriel is time. Cleveland has the luxury of patience. Gabriel doesn't. Shedeur Sanders, the developmental puzzle. Then there's Shedeur Sanders, the rookie quarterback whose every move is scrutinized under the bright lights of not only NFL fans, but also his legendary father, Deion Sanders. Shedeur was drafted into Cleveland as a long-term project. His mechanics, leadership, and football IQ impressed the front office, but everyone knew he needed seasoning. The expectation: sit, learn, and wait. But the Browns' QB move, coupled with Watson's financial stranglehold on the position, raises a frightening question for Sanders. Will he ever get his chance in Cleveland? For a young quarterback, opportunity matters as much as raw talent. Sitting for too long can be just as damaging as playing too early. Sanders risks being caught in the middle, stuck behind a starter the Browns won't bench and a backup the Browns may showcase. It's a limbo that could either sharpen him or stall him. Stefanski's tightrope. Kevin Stefanski is a coach who thrives on structure and control. But this is a situation even he can't fully command. On one side, the franchise's financial commitment demands loyalty to Watson. On the other, the development of two young quarterbacks, Gabriel and Sanders, requires real opportunities. And in between lies Stefanski's reputation as both a quarterback developer and a steady hand guiding Cleveland through turbulent waters.